Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the Takara Masterpiece Soundwave. What we'll do with this video, we'll have a good in-depth look at the figure, we'll have a look at him in both modes, and we'll have a look at the accessories and everything else that came with the packaging. Before we get started, I want to dedicate this video to someone who's got an amazing Instagram account, that is Transformers UK Collector, and also to his son Owen. So I hope you guys like this very much. So here he is then. This is the Takara Masterpiece Soundwave, and unbelievably he's nearly 8 years old already. He came out in 2013, and I have to confess that I'm one of them collectors, unfortunately, that's just literally, I've took him out of the box and I've just put him on a shelf. So I'm really going to enjoy doing this video because he's just such a great figure. Look at him, he just looks absolutely fantastic. He's so G1 cartoon accurate. And of course, with him being a masterpiece, he's nice and big, and he's got, of course, loads of articulation. So we've got shoulders, biceps, wrists, hips, you know, top of the legs, knees, ankles, absolutely everything you can think of. He's got all the articulation there, and again, he just looks so good. So I'm probably gonna have just as much fun doing this video as hopefully you guys are as watching it. One of the best things about this figure as well is the fact that you can also adjust him, or pose him shall we say, to press the button on the top of his shoulders, which of course releases the figures. And they've done themselves an amazing deal here. What they managed to be able to do is to get 3 cassettes inside his chest. So, you know, the same, like the famous lines in the movie, you know, laser beak, ravage, rumble, eject. You can literally do all 3 of that, which is a brilliant idea. What we'll do now then, before we carry on, we're going to have a quick look at everything that came with it. As I say, I'm guilty of just popping him on a shelf. I've just opened this at the back already. So he came in what's known as a clamshell packaging, and some of the things I've never took out. So we've got the Megatron gun there. I'll show you that in a minute because there's one of them that came with MP1 as well. We've got his wrist adapter there. I can't think what it's called, wrist sensor, and it was in the episode of Fire on the Mountain from the G1 cartoon. We've got a different scanning part there to go on the front of the chest. And then that's the only thing I've opened. That is where Condor, or Laserbeak as we know him, was inside. So I've took him out. The rest of the stuff is still sealed. This is the Megatron gun I was on about. Is it going to focus? There you go. Lovely little, even the little Decepticon logo in it, which is brilliant. And the rest of the things that came with him is the instructions and the collector's cards. Again, I've not opened these. Nearly 8 years old. Still not opened it. I've still not transformed it, so when I transform him in a second, it's going to be a first for myself. So there we go. There's a history of Soundwave on the back. Funnily enough, I've done a video of that. If you have a look in the playlist, I haven't got as many of the figures that are there, but there we go. Let's have a look at this there. So again, this is what's really cool. The cassettes here. So here's Condor, or Laserbeak. As I've already said, they're the same size as this Generation 1. You can fit them inside the tape cassette holder, and of course, look at this, you can attach them to him. So not only is that amazing, can you see that? No, probably not if I bring that down. There it is on his shoulder. But to be honest, the best way I think to display this, up in the air, and let's see if I can do this without knocking him over and keeping it filming. There you go, look at that. I'm just going to pick the camera up instead and pan around so you can actually put Laserbeak landing there lovely on his arm, exactly as he did in the movies, in the cartoons. Brilliant. Right, let's have a look at the other things that came with him. So one of these empty Energon cubes came with him. If you're lucky enough and ordered yours from Amazon, you got 2 spare as well. Again, never even opened. But what's so cool about this is, look, there's the Energon cube. Let's take this off it, and you can attach this to his chest like so. Now you probably can't see that, so there you go. And again, how many times in a cartoon did he do that? Just brilliant. Really like it. I'm getting an all-new appreciation for these masterpiece figures. It's just such a shame that in the UK they are so expensive. Right, let's have a look at what else came with him. So we've got his blaster, which I've put in his hand there, which ironically enough I can't even get out. There we go. So very much like the Generation 1 figure, and you can obviously fold it up and again make them look like batteries like they did in the original toy. There's even, as I say, a jack on this where you can attach the headphones as a true homage to the original Generation 1 figure. I'll leave that there. And what we're going to do now, and I'm hopefully not going to start an online war, but I've got a load of the other cassettes that you could get that if, well, actually if you've got the Hasbro version, you've got a few more cassettes. If you've got the Takara, you just got Condor. And I've also got the exclusives as well of Wing Thing and Enemy. So let's have a quick look at them. I'm not going to spend too much time. I told you I'm going to start an argument there. Here's some of his other cassettes. And let's do this then. So let's get Buzzsaw up on here. Let's fold his arm up. The reason, if any of you are wondering why, that I've got the two figures I'm not going to name the way around that I have, is because I watched more of the cartoon than reading the comic when I was a child. So for me, I'm making a real hash of this now. That's the reason why I've got them parts on him there. So let's have a look. Of course, we've got Ravage as well. I can probably put him there. We've got Rat Bat. This guy came with Sound Blaster, which was of course the Japanese equivalents. I can actually stick him on there as well. Sorry, the Japanese exclusive, not equivalents. That doesn't sound right. Are you going to rest on there for me? I've never done these before, you see, so all these are brand new, trying to stick on it. Nope, I'm going to pop him down there. I know that Laserbeak will. And then, of course, these, the other ones I was on about, the exclusives. So we've got Enemy, and we've got Wing Thing, who's just obviously a redeco of Rat Bat. So that's the cassettes that I believe, that's all the ones that are out at the moment for Soundwave, and I'm sure you'll agree he looks fantastic. And what I'm going to do now then, and the reason why I'm doing this off camera is because I've never done it before, and to save time on the video, we're going to come back and he's going to be in his alternate mode. Okay then, so I've transformed him into his alternate mode, and again, I mean, look at that, it just looks absolutely brilliant. And it is, for myself being an 80s kid, it is so reminiscent of exactly that, being a, you know, personal cassette player, because of how just chunky it is. It's brilliant. You've obviously got the opening cassette thing there. There's the spring mounted thing where you can go back, as I say, and you can get more and more cassettes inside it, just to see that. So that works really well. One thing I will say is I've took, see, you've even got the adjusters here for the volume. You can actually attach headphones in there as well, which is truly reminiscent of the very first release of Soundwave in Japan, because it actually came with a set of headphones. I've actually took the sensor out of the packaging that I was on about, because it can fit neatly on the back. And there's the two bits which were his weapons, which are the batteries, which is slightly different to the G1, and they're all inside there. Let's have a quick comparison then to the Generation 1, which is there. As I say, the ironic thing is that, let's move this over, get it more central, is that the actual cassettes are exactly the same. So here we go again, don't shout at me, but there is the blue guy, and there is the original one. So it's quite crazy to, you know, that these both transform into exactly the same size cassettes. So there's a Generation 1 comparison. Of course, the other big difference was these are the Generation 1 weapons, and of course these could fit as batteries in the back over there. So here it is. Let's have another quick look at this. You know, even the buttons press in and out, which is just great. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to come back with him in his robot mode again, and then we'll finish up there with some comparisons of the Generation 1 figure as well. But there he is, a truly, yeah, amazing masterpiece figure. Okay, so we're coming back now just to wrap it up for the final time, just to do a couple of comparisons and show you a few other things. So as you can see, he's back in robot mode, but he doesn't have any of his accessories with him. I mentioned just that I'd taken the sensor from the episode Fire in the Mountain out just so I could attach it to his back. If you want to, you can still attach it there as well when it's in robot mode, which is obviously good. There you go. You'll also notice that there's the two accessories that we used when he's in robot mode, and that just very simply there folds out, and that's the one that's on the top of his shoulder, which is brilliant. And then this is the other one, which he just, if I balance that there for a second, you just pull out, and then you can then attach this. There we go, it's coming out, and then that's of course the weapon that he uses in his hand. So all these little added gimmicks are just fantastic. Quickly then, let's have a look at this. I'm going to then fold this in there, and then this is just simply how you attach the sensor. You see you've got two little there's the two dart holes you can just see, and then this can attach like this right in here, again exactly like it was in the cartoon. Brilliant. I'm just going to keep that there for now. Let's turn him to face us a little more. Here's the original Generation 1 figure next to him, and you can see, you know, the differences again, and just how they really have managed to improve the toy so much. Just a great homage to the original. I can stick that there as well. So in summary, yeah, very good, very impressive, really good figure. So especially for Owen and for Simon, Transformers UK Collector, hope you guys really enjoyed this, and everybody else as well. As I say, I've got a few masterpiece figures, so I don't mind doing any of this for you guys to see and to showcase as well. So of course, please do take care.